You just worry about doing the right thing. You just worry about following, say, the Beatitudes. Ask, seek, and knock. You worry about doing those things, and God will get his glory. You don't have to worry about God getting his glory. That's not your concern. Okay? You don't have to try to give God glory. When we take God's glory into our own hands and we say and do things that elevate and exalt, what we do is we're elevating and exalting our model of God, our golden calf in our mind that we have in our head, which is basically just Hebraic Megazeus Santa Claus. It's not really God. All models are false, some are useful. Well, the Hebraic Megazeus version of God is useful for 3 to 4 year olds, but you need to grow out of that, okay? Calvinists and provisionists. And what we are elevating, when we take God's glory into our own hands, we are elevating in accordance with our own understanding. And when we try to do the elevating of God according to our own understanding, we mess things up. We actually wind up thwarting things. I mean, the real path to giving God the glory is we've covered it before. The example that we're given is Philippians 2, where Christ humbled himself to be obedient unto death. And then Paul humbled himself to be obedient to the fact where he suffered the loss of all things in the very next chapter. So we have a divine example, then we have a human example, and then we are told that we are to do that. Be ready to suffer the loss of all things. The foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. Now, what looks strong and wise to us, what looks like we're giving God the glory through our own modernistic, power-based systems, is weak and foolishness to God. God elevates love above all else. We showed the slide earlier. We showed the passages of Scripture. Unlike power structures and systems, love does not dominate from the top down or from the outside in. It does not appear to be efficient, and oftentimes it does not even work. So it's no wonder that even Christians do not believe in it. It's borrowed from a quote from Rohr. But it rings true with me. Love is not quick and efficient and powerful. Christians don't like it. Christians don't like the way of God. They don't like the way of love. They don't like the way of self-sacrifice. They want to have big churches and institutions and power structures and hierarchies and get the promotion and get the bigger church and the bigger church and the bigger church and scale the information and systematize it and get the education and make sure everybody's brainwashed and climb up the hierarchical ladder and be a secure part of an in-group and all that kind of stuff. Offer explanatory power and scratch people's certainty itch. That's what we want to do. That's not love. That's not God. That's not God's way. More and more, I'm starting to think that for a while there, I was just like, the churches are a little off. And more, I'm thinking that the churches that we have available to us are probably the biggest hindrance ever to people actually finding Christ, people actually finding God.